Okay, hello, how are you? I hope you're doing okay. I hope everything is good for you or whatever. Basically, I had a Shakespeare collection and it's a small play collection, like just teeny tiny books, plays, and I hated them. I loved reading them, but they were fucking ugly. I love making books and I've made notebooks before. Like, for example, this is a notebook that I made for my sister and I have embroidered all of the cover myself and I've binded the pages myself and made the cover everything. I made it all from scratch. Artistic bitch. Anyways, and I have rebinded books myself that were just in a really bad shape and made them like survive. So I had faith. I had a lot of faith. So I'm just gonna leave you with past Marie to tell you about what I plan to do. Basically, what I wanted to do, it's literally like 4 in the morning, almost 4 in the morning. And the thing is, if I don't do it now, I'm never gonna do it. That's just how my brain works, unfortunately. Like, it's gonna be a cool project and a cool project to share with you. But if I don't do it the moment my brain tells me so, I will never do it. 4 a.m. project, yay! I have read and I have reread every play, oh god damn it, I have reread every play, oh god. And I have reread every play that I have already read. But the thing is, I am a mood reader, okay? The covers of my Shakespeare books, although I've loved what's in them, I cannot handle the feeling that it gives me while reading them. They are ugly as shit. Like, there's no effort in these covers. I don't know who made them. I am sorry to you, my sir, but they're not that good. I just wanted to cut past Marie because she was mean. Okay, I'm calling everything ugly, and I don't mean to be mean. Then I realized that in order to do that, I'm gonna have to cut off the covers. And as much as I fucking hate these covers so much, I mean, they are ugly, I still don't feel good about cutting them up. So this was the beautiful collection. And as you can see, it is filled. Did you see the fly? Did you see that? Ignore the fly. They are filled with annotations. And that was something that I kept thinking about it, but I just pushed it to the back of my brain because I did not want to remove my tabs. But I just put it in the back of my brain and just started cutting up the covers, which was therapeutic. Surprisingly, it was so good because, I don't know, it's like forbidden, it's like taboo, and I loved it. So basically, I turned it into a text blog. But I do have to mention this because I have no tools, okay? I do not have any tools. The one resemblance to a professional piece of artisan stuff that I have is a bunch of palette knives. I love palette knives that I borrowed, okay? And a palette knife that was handed to me, and watercolor pencils that I got for my birthday from Joe. Thank you, Joe. I love you. I spent 0 money in this entire project, and that's something that I'm very proud of. So, back to past Marie to make this point even more clearer, because I wanted you to know that I do not have any tools. And I did it anyways. This is surprisingly like satisfying to see for some reason. I don't know why. I have ordered them into the order that I would like the final book to be. I've seen like these videos of these people foiling books and binding books all like from zero, all themselves, and they look gorgeous, but they use this foil on the cover, and it's like a transfer where you would have a like a certain design and then print it on special paper and then stencil them on the cover and use an iron, like a special iron. I don't have none of that shit. Like, I was so hopeful, but then when I started looking at the actual stationery situation that I own, the hope started slowly dwindling, but there's still a spark of it. I'm gonna try to find the thick ass needle to do it, but if I can't, I think I can just add a backing and support all of it with heavy duty like wood glue. And I really hope that works, because that's my only hope for now. I do not think I can sew these, which I did not have, and the glue that I did have was so bad. So I usually just use wood glue for everything. I love wood glue, like the thick white. Ew. I don't have the glue that I needed, so I ended up using the glue that I got, which was my brother's, which is really bad. And I also cut myself, which you will see. Yeah, I definitely could not sew them. They were glued, and they were just like thin regular printer A4, well, this was like a B5. Well, this was like an A5. This is not an A5. This is an A6. This was an A6 sizing of regular printer paper, so they were really low quality. These are not excuses, they're just facts, you know. I don't want this to sound like an excuse, but they were shitty. They were like really fucking bad. And I could not sew them. They were not signatures. If they were signatures like the ones I bind myself, these are all signatures that are, as you can see, sewn together. So they're signatures of 5 folded papers together. So it's easy and it's thicker craft paper than printer paper. So it's easier to bind and make them stronger and stuff like that. But with that, I could not at all. So I had just moved on from that because I was just thinking about it at the time and went to the cover. So for the cover, I just cut up pieces of cardboard, as you can see. I decided to make little shapes using twine. I was just trying, figuring things out as I went along. I don't know if they were gonna work or not, but I thought, let me just try and whatever. If this doesn't work, I'm just gonna use a plain piece of cardboard, because I still had cardboard left. So I was just trying things out at this point. I had a vision and it did not work because the cardboard wasn't good, and I tried sanding it, but it still did not hold. Like it refused to hold the way that I wanted it. I wanted to make shapes and then use the fabric on top of it and create a textured cover, but the fabric didn't work, and yeah, the cardboard didn't work and the glue didn't work. Even the glue, like, dude, me trying to figure out this fucking glue, I felt so stupid. Then I tried to glue the fabric to the cardboard and it took days, almost a week of me trying to glue it, and it kept bubbling up, and I kept needing like to push it every hour or two, and it kept bubbling up, and I tried using a syringe to suck up the air, and that worked. Like, I had so much trouble throughout this project. Nothing wanted to work. Like, the text block wouldn't sew and wouldn't hold up together, the cover wouldn't work, and the textures that I wanted to put on the cover wouldn't work, and the fabric wouldn't work, and oh, it was just It was just awful, but I took a little break because I got mad at myself. But then I just went ahead and continued with the cover and just cut it up, glued it, and it's nice to be able to see the format of it after I had shaped it and removed the corners. And I went ahead and worked on my text block again. This was me trying to sew it, and this just did not work. I'm gonna try to show you here, but I tried with the thickest needle that I could find. So I just added a backing like so, and just glued every single thing together. And this is me adding a backing paper. And it felt good to sew something because it felt stronger, but I tried my best to make it as sturdy as I could. And after everything was going so badly, this was a step that I enjoyed a lot. And now the part that made me almost cry, removing all the tabs. Every play that I've read, I annotated everything, what I understood, what I liked, just everything, dude. And I'm happy that I still get to keep those between the pages, even though the tabs I couldn't have anymore. It gets worse. The sanding part. If you don't know, it looks like shit without sanding the edges. So I didn't have the little wood thing and I had no spare wood. I'm currently working on shelves. I'm making shelves for myself because I'm out of space, and I'm so grateful to be out of space of shelves and needing more shelves because I have so many books. But there's a fucking fly. So I couldn't waste any wood. What I did was, and also I have to specify, I don't have any space for myself. Like, I live in between places and it's an unfortunate situation because I can't have a space designated for myself. So it's wherever I can, I do stuff. So what I did is I took my glasses case, wrapped some sanding paper on it, and just did my best. Just look at the difference between the two sides. I told you, it looks like doo-doo if you don't sand it. This part though, I couldn't continue like this because of the way that I was holding it. If you can see the curvature, I needed more. It was sanding and it was smooth and it was sanding beautifully, and I liked the progress of it, but it was warped because of the way that I was holding it. I couldn't have a base or anything like that. I had some ideas, but I set those ideas aside and went into working on the cover some more. My plan was gold. I don't like gold, but if I have a vision, I love gold, and my plan was gold, but I don't have any metallic paint, and like I said, I'm not spending shit on this, okay? So I was making everything myself, but because I don't have any metallic gold, I can mix gold, but it's not metallic, it's not shiny. And what I did is I used some of those food shimmer situation. They're so freaking bright, but for this one, it just did not work. So at this point, I thought I'm just gonna mess around, dude. Just gonna sketch, which is why everything is crooked and not measured. But I just thought I'm just gonna mess around and make another one, just make another cover. They're so easy to make, literally. So I was just kept messing around and painting whatever, just whatever. Then I had disregarded the cover and went to the edge, and for the edge I had this idea for Hamlet. Back to the other thing that I said, this picture right here, I wanted to make a press for myself. So I spared the littlest wood that I could spare from my shelves project situation to make a press. The wood was too thin, but it worked anyways. It was really easy. I just added donut nuts and hex nuts and a big ass bolt and a butterfly nut. That's it. And I drilled just 4 holes in each piece of wood, and it was so much better. Like I kept checking the warp and seeing that it was getting better. And then I was able to paint my edge, and I had sketched what I wanted. And this was my second time using these watercolors. Like I said, I've never used them before. I got them as a birthday present. But they were cool. I didn't film the rest of the edge paintings because I was just frustrated at this point. I was convinced that I'm gonna send it all down again, that I'm gonna make another cover. Like I was just convinced that I'm not gonna show this to anyone and just to make it and then redo everything again for you to actually, you know, make it while filming. But I ended up really liking it. I had used mixed media. Every edge is different. Every edge is a different story from the collection, from the textbook itself. At first, I had only wanted to do this for the cover, which is why I chose the shape that I chose. And you'll see in a little bit how it turned out after I painted it. But then I had the idea to do every edge a different play or different characters and stuff like that, which was so cool. I used watercolor pencils and then paint, acrylic, and then for another edge I used watercolor pencils and then gouache, and for another edge I used markers, water-based markers and alcohol, but I just used everything that I had because I wanted to try everything. And here she is! The cover was inspired by Romeo and Juliet, which is why there's a sword going through a heart. This edge is inspired by Macbeth. And then this edge is inspired by Hamlet. And this side was inspired by Othello, and that was my interpretation of Desdemona's handkerchief. And then another sword, because I love swords. This is my favorite side, the Macbeth side. I hope you can see the poison dripping from the sword, because it's important to the story. And here she is, my beautiful, beautiful, thick-ass girl. Ah! Love it. Love it, I'm gonna cry. As you saw, this is my Romeo and Juliet cover. And these are my... I'm actually gonna cry, like I'm so fucking proud of myself. I have no idea what flowers these are. I know I have a lily here somewhere. And I know I have a jasmine, because I love jasmines so much. But other than that, I don't know. I was just messing around, like I said. And I hope you can see the crystals, because they were a last moment. I was just adding shit, dude. I was just adding shit, but it's so cool. Like, it's so cool. And I still have all of my annotations and everything inside. And it's just all the just the fact that this does not exist. It's just, this is the only one in the entire universe. It just makes me so freaking happy. Also, a bookmark, a really, really cute bookmark, courtesy of Penny. Thank you, Penny. Everything is given to me by my friends, whom I love dearly, 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 because they enable my 4 a.m. artistic manic episodes. I'm obsessed with doing this. Just looking at it taking shape. I love this skull so much. This situation here, it was gonna be fire, and I was gonna have a cauldron, and I was gonna have the 3 witches with Othello in the background, but mostly the 3 witches and then a fire and a cauldron. But then I freaking love swords, dude. Like, I have swords I love swords so much, so I just had to, and I had to add little poison. And I just love it. I just love it, and I just want to keep showing it over and over and over again. Like, this is my page. Like, this is my page. And she doesn't exist. She's just here for me because I made it for me, and I'm really, 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 really happy with it. I hated her. I hated you at first, but I grew to love you. And like, I'm obsessed with you. So, that's all. Please let me know what you think of the video. This was weird and I'm gonna try my best to make it cohesive. I have so many different videos for this video, glimpses and clips and stuff, and I'm gonna try my best to produce it in a good way. So opinions are welcome. Let me know what you think and let me know if you enjoy this kind of videos, and I'll be more than happy to share more because I make a lot of shit, like a lot of shit. So yeah, other than that though, thank you so much for watching. If you've watched, it means the world to me and I appreciate it so much. It makes me so happy. I love attention, so I'm kidding, it's not that. It's just, it's so that cool, like it's a community or whatever. Anyways, I love you and I'm gonna see you next video.